Okay, so let's start with placing your hands over your eyes. And when you feel the heat of your hands and a little bit of weight of your hands, let's just have a moment to appreciate our vision. Okay, now that you've kind of closed it up and all you're seeing is the darkness behind your lids, whatever is the very first image that comes to your mind that you are grateful that you get to see. Maybe it's how beautifully green Denver is right now. Maybe it's the smile of someone you love. But let's just have deep gratitude for the ability to see. And then take your hands over your ears. And even though you can't hear me very well now, let's have a moment of just deep gratitude for all the beautiful things you get to hear. Your hands over your heart. Let's just have a moment for deep gratitude of all the beautiful emotional states that we get to feel. The physical sensation of love, joy, gladness, and the physical sensation of gratitude itself. Put your hands down if you want. Feel into the alignment of your very healthy, beautiful body. This vehicle that carts us around all day, every day for our whole lives. Let's have deep gratitude for our well being, our physical well being. We're so complex, our bodies are so complex. It's just a miracle that everything works so well. So, even though there might be some problems, let's have deep gratitude for this beautiful body. Lastly, let's put our hands on our head somewhere. Now, this is not to say that mental health lives inside your head, because our mental health lives in our mind and body, but let's just, for the sake of touch points, let's just touch our mind. Deep gratitude for our mental well being, our health. And release the hands. And lastly, let's have some deep gratitude for our breath. Feel into the deep inhale, the ability to take in all this prana, and the deep exhale. Place your hands together at your heart. And lastly, let's just have a stream of gratitude. So just let, throughout your practice, feel free to shout something out and out loud. Feel free to just shout it out in your mind. But as you practice today, let's remember to keep the the pot stirring of all that we're grateful for. Stream some things in the mind, body. I'm grateful for the blue sky this morning, and the green grass and trees. Release the hands and find our way onto our back. Okay. So as you lie down and as you touch into sensation in the body, let's see if we can remember to not only be present for and enjoy the sensation of the body, but to have gratitude along the way. Okay. So as you lie down on your back, let's stretch our arms overhead and enjoy that sense of reach and length. Stretching one side a little bit longer, stretching the other side a little bit longer, just opening up into your side bodies. Enjoy whatever you're feeling. So as sensation arises within you, be curious about it, be aware, be present. Knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug and let's rock a little bit, swaying from side to side. And circling, feeling the knees roll in one direction. And then roll in another direction. All right, let's open the knees away from the midline, bring them back in. Just feeling into your hips. Let's be grateful for our hips, our knees, our ankles, our feet. Right knee in, left leg long on the ground. Let's roll around in our ankles. Have some deep appreciation for all that mobility of all the bones in our feet. The ability to walk. Change sides, left knee in, right leg long on the ground. Feel into the wiggling of your toes, roll through your ankles, just get all the sensation to wake up in your feet. And then stretch your body, limbs out wide, big star, reach into your fingers and your toes. Exhale, knees into your chest, pick up your head. And again, feeling into that big open space, spread out your limbs wide, knees into your chest, head comes up. All right, release your head down, put your feet on the ground, hands straight out to the sides. Let's windshield wiper our knees left and right a little bit. So just coming into some twisting, turning your head if you want to in opposition of your knees. So just going back and forth. All right, let's turn this into a bigger twist. Scoot the hips over to the right, knees come up, drop them left, like the twist we often do at the end of class. Open up, and then we're going to swing our arm here like a snow angel. So turn your head left as you drop your arm down by your side. Turn your head right as you swing your arm up overhead. Just getting a little bit of range of motion in the spine as you turn your head. And back to center. Scoot your hips over to the left, knees come over and drop down to the right. Twist open. Enjoy the twisting of your spine. Turning your head, opening your chest. Let's start moving the arm. As your left arm drops down toward your hip, turn your head to the right. Snow angel that arm, slide it on the ground in a big arc overhead. Turn your head to the left and just go as far as your range of motion of your neck and your shoulder allow. Fill up your breath. And then come back one more time onto your back. Spread like a star again. Deep breath, knees into your chest. Pick up your head. Come rolling over onto your side. And come up onto your hands and your knees. All right, so all fours. Start moving through some cat-cows. Feeling into that range of motion. Oh, it's so nice to move your spine. Let's enjoy all the range of motion that's available. Okay, so everyone knows the feeling of not doing yoga or not moving your body very much for a bunch of days, and how lovely it is to come home to your body when you haven't been there in a while and in a way that makes you feel good. And so maybe it's only been since last night since you moved your body, but let's come into this welcoming, regardless of whether it's been 2 years since you moved your body or 2 hours since you've moved your body. And then let's roll around in your shoulders. You can wag your tail, you can move in any shape or direction that feels nice. Try to feel that your entire spine is getting to wake up in this action. Your head, your neck, your shoulders, your ribs, your spine, your pelvis, everything kind of finding some range of motion. And then stretch back towards child's pose. Take your hips back toward the heels. Rock a bit if it feels good. Stretch those arms out in front of you. Take a deep breath into the sides of your body. Okay, walk the hands over one side or the other. Your choice which way you go first. Drop some weight into the pelvis. Let the head feel heavy and relaxed. Keep the base of the skull soft, the jaw free. Let the eyes melt. And then find your way over to the other side, inching and lengthening through the side of your body. Feel the weight of your pelvis drop down a little bit more. Relax your neck. Okay, simple things. Let's have gratitude for simple sensation. Come up onto all fours again. Move your spine around if you need to. Let's find a twist. Inhale, reach the arm all the way up in the air. Slide that shoulder down. Twisting to the side. Press a little bit with your hand on the ground to deepen if you want to. Let your eyes gaze toward the floor. Keep your neck relaxed and soft. Notice the breath. Where is it going easily? Where not so easily? And then inhale, reach that arm back up in the air. Hand comes down onto the ground. Change sides. Arm lifting. Slide that arm underneath. Enjoy the twist. What's your spine feeling like? How about your ribs? How about your breath? Notice how you feel. And then inhale, reach that arm all the way back up in the air again. Hand comes down onto the ground, dog pose. Curl your toes under, feel the length of your body. Take your time here. Pedal your feet, let your Achilles and your calves and the bottom of your feet start to wake up. Enjoy the sensation of stretching. The body loves this. It's a treat for all your muscles to get engaged, to get lengthened, to get moved. So let them enjoy, feel the enjoyment within your muscles, within your joints. All right, and then whenever you're ready to be a little bit more still, you can stop moving so much and instead feel the yield and then the push and the reach. Feel the sense of connection that you have with the earth. Let your head melt. Keep the base of the skull as soft as you can. Feel the skin on your face loosen away from your bones a little bit. Notice how the breath feels when you're upside down. And then walk your feet forward. Come to Uttanasana. Bend your knees as much as you want. Feel free to wag here. You can wag your tail. You can rock around in your skull. You can breathe deeply. And then come to a halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Stay here. So maybe put your hands on blocks instead of on your legs, so you have a little bit more space to lengthen out your spine. Let's hang out here for a moment. Feel your feet. Lift your toes, spread the bones of your feet, root the four corners, lift up through your sit bones. Feel the extension of your spine, opening the backs of your legs. And then melt and fold again. Let your head relax, soften, bobble your head a little bit. Rise all the way up. If you're ever dizzy when you come up, just hang out and squeeze to the midline for a little while. Just take your time. Inhale, arms coming to the sky when you feel ready. Open the heart, lift the heart to the sky. See if you can feel that sense of lifting yourself up, that energetic response to the new day. And then let's cactus the arms, spread out your wings a little bit, squeeze the back of your body, and then forward with your arms, tuck your chin, forearms come together. Let's do that one more time. Arms come up. Big breath, cactus through your arms, chest big and broad. Round forward, forearms come to touch. Release your hands, give them a little bit of a shake. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open your chest again, lift it energetically upward, and then bend your knees and fold. Let your neck relax, move your arms away from your spine. Unlock your elbows if you can, wobble your head, let it go, and release your hands down toward the ground. A halfway lift, spine is spacious. Melt again. Let's step our left foot back, right foot comes forward, lunging. Enjoy. Hands on blocks if this feels like a nice place for you to be. And let's bend and straighten the front knees. Just enjoy going through the movements of warming up your body. Every time you touch to a new sensation, try to revel in it, try to enjoy it, have gratitude for sensation in the body. Sometimes even we can have a little gratitude when something doesn't feel perfect, but we can feel. So let's just enjoy. Right, put your back knee down on the ground. Feel the lift of the heart again. You can uncurl your toes, lay your foot flat, or keep your toes curled under, whichever feels really nice. You guys can't see this, but in my living room, I have all sorts of sunbeams coming down with dapplings of the shadows from my trees. So there's dancing light on my floor. So I'm grateful for the dancing light on my floor. What are you grateful for in your space right now? I reach the arms up, up, up. Feel that sense of length. And then release your hands down. Let's take a little bit of a twist with our back knee still on the ground. You can have your forearm on your knee if you want. You can take your elbow to the outer knee. Just go as far as your body wants to be. Hug to the midline with your inner thighs and feel the openness of your chest, the collarbones spreading wide. And release your hands inside edge of your foot with your hand. Your back knee can stay on the ground. You can lengthen, heck, you can even come down onto your forearms if you want to. You can also lift your back knee up off the ground. So just find what kind of stretch you want to be in right now. And step that front foot back, wide-legged dog pose. So take the feet wide on the mat, turn your toes in, feel the inner thighs roll back, feel that sense of length and space. Breathing well. Come forward into a plank. Your feet, bring them back to neutral. Feel the sense of sturdy, strong stability in your body. Shoulders away from the ears. Feel into the rib cage engaging, the core engaging, the legs. Try not to overdo the shoulders. Drop the shoulder blades down the back and let the core help you more. Put your knees down. Find the ground. Roll the shoulders a few times. You take a deep breath in. Open your chest, big open heart. Exhale and melt and fold again. Arms come down onto the ground and out in front of you. So instead of cobra pose, let's take a wide cobra and open up, lengthen through your belly, through your ribs. And then exhale and release. Come up onto all fours, move the spine, wag your tail, wiggle, sway. And let's take our left foot forward. Back knee lifts up off the ground, hands on blocks if that's available to you. Let's bend and straighten this knee. Find your way into that range of motion. Let your chin drop in if it feels good. Remember to pay attention to how nice your breath is feeling. Remember to have gratitude for the ease of your breath. What feels good in your body right now? See if you can just send a little bit of gratitude out into the universe for something in your physical body that feels really good. Ready? Place your back knee down onto the ground. Find your breath. Come on up, maybe one arm up in the air, maybe two arms up in the air. Just see what feels really supportive. Maybe you need a little more support and your hands need to be down. Hug to the midline. And let's find a twist here. Forearm or elbow to the outside of that knee or on top of your thigh. Hug to the midline with your inner thighs. Stay grounded through your front foot. Let your breath billow out on the inhale. Condense in on the exhale. Come back to center. Hand on the inside edge. Maybe your hands come down. Maybe your forearms come down. Maybe your back knee stays on the ground. Maybe your back knee lifts up off the ground. So just find the pathway that feels good in your body. Full breaths here. All right, we're going to bring our back foot forward. Come to a deep squat. So low down with your pelvis, elbows inside your knees, and just go as low as your body can go. So I know not everybody's knees can come into a deep squat, so or ankles or backs or hips. So whatever is available to your body, let's enjoy what's available. Okay, lean forward, put your hands on the ground, lift your hips a little higher, come on up to stand. Take your feet maybe a little bit wider, maybe not, your choice. And we're going to come to a high squat now. So elbows inside knees. Keep your hips in line with your knees instead of lower. You can come higher if need be. Breathe well. Now just decide how you want your arms to be. They can stay right where they're at. Maybe a little more challenging. You bring your arms overhead or out to the side. Ground into the four corners of your feet. And then we're going to slowly push up to stand. Standing star. Open breath. Hands down, heel toe your feet back to a neutral place. Find your breath. Inhale, arms coming all the way up. Exhale, float forward. The halfway lift. Melt again. Left foot back, right foot comes forward, finding a lunge. Let's pass through one straight leg. And then bend your knee again. Crescent lunge. Arms coming up to the sky. Open your breath up. Maybe your heart can lift a little higher to the sky. Let's twist to the right. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Feeling into the breath. Okay, reach the arms back up. High to the sky, hands down, half splits. Hop up onto your right foot, extend through your heart. Feel your breath. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, one-legged squat. Drop down into that leg, curl in, push off slow and steady to reach that leg long, straight legs. One more time, exhale to squat in, one-legged squat, tuck your chin, push off that foot, straighten out your legs, step back again to crescent lunge. Arms coming to the sky, finding your breath. Exhale, hands down, back foot comes forward, fold. A halfway lift. Chair pose, drop some weight into your hips. Inhale, arms coming up to the sky. Feel your weight come down into your legs. Feel your glutes turn on. Press your heels into the ground. Breathing well. Okay, stand all the way up.
Exhale, fold forward, hands on blocks, step your right foot back, coming into a lunge on this side. Chest opens, find your breath, straighten your front leg, and then bend it again. When your next inhale comes, rise up, crescent lunge, finding breath, finding stability. Drop your weight into your feet. Enjoy what your heart is capable of opening to. Twist to the left when you're ready. Hands can stay on your hips if you want them to. Hug to the midline with your inner thighs. Breathing deep. Okay, back up. Hands upward, hands downward onto the blocks. Come to half splits here. Lengthen through your spine, breathing deeply. As you're ready, exhale, tuck in, drop into a one-legged squat, chin in, head bows. Push off your leg so that you have that lengthening and straightening both legs, half splits. Exhale again. One more time, push your legs straight. Step all the way back, have faith that the ground is there behind you. Rising up, crescent lunge. Arms to the sky. And then hands come down onto the ground, dog pose. Now, if you're like me and you're just recovering, come into child's pose if you want to, or go through a vinyasa where you can come forward into a plank and then lower yourself down, come into a back bend of your choice. Anytime you need more rest, child's pose is a great option. Being on all fours is a great option. Being on your back is a great option. Always modulate your practice based on how your breathing's doing, how your ability to sustain your energy is doing. We're all going to meet standing up. So however you want to get there, we're going to find our way to stand. Full breaths here. Tadasana. Open your eyes or close your eyes. Have a moment to be deeply grateful for yet another thing in your space. Could be the dappling light, could be your favorite blanket on a chair, could be anything at all. Okay, so just have deep gratitude for something in your space. Okay, if you want to put your legs together for chair pose, great. If you want to keep your feet separate, hip width apart, that's fine too. Bring your hands onto your thighs, press them down for a moment, and then reach your arms up. We're going to find a twist within this. Knees draw back a little bit so your weight comes into your heels, but try not to pull your knees so far back that you're sticking your butt way out and it gets a little hard to cantilever. Feel a nice, comfortable place where you feel balanced. Take a deep inhale, exhale, twisting to the side. And notice I didn't say which side, so just whichever one you went to first. Come back to center, over the other way. How's your breath? Deep gratitude for your breathing. Feel yourself breathe. Stand up straight. Relax your hands down. Pause here for a moment. We're going to stand on our right foot and come into tree pose. Okay, so left foot on top of your thigh, at your calf, at your ankle, wherever you go. Focus your gaze. See if you can feel that sense of grounding energy where your roots are settling downward. Focus your mind, focus your vision, even focus your hands together. And if you have a sense of balance, maybe your arms can move into a different plane. If you need to hold on to something, that's great too. Open up the knee. Feel the roots of your balance drop into the earth. Soften the standing knee. Try not to lock anything out. Are you holding your breath? Can you have gratitude for the mobility of your breath? And place your hands back together if they went somewhere else. And lower your leg down to the ground. Whenever we take away one foot off the ground, when we come back home to standing on 2 feet, notice how easy it is to stand, how perfectly designed we are for balance. Let's have gratitude for our balance, for our ability to not fall down. Drop some weight into our left foot. Let's take our right foot up wherever it wants to be. It does not have to be high like mine is. You can have your foot really close to the ground. Again, focus your mind. Let your vision be soft. Gaze at something. Breathing well. Lift your arms if you want to. Feel into the expansiveness of the posture, where you have both a sense of deep groundedness, stability, but also the sense of freedom and spaciousness. Try not to wrestle with yourself in this pose. Find a place where you can be at ease. Soft gaze, soft base of the skull. Keep breathing. Bring your hands back to center. And then slowly lower your foot down onto the ground. The minute it touches, close your eyes and feel the ground below your feet. Deep breath in, deep breath away. Release the hands down. Let's go ahead and turn sideways on our mat. So we have a wide-legged stance. Okay. You might need a block for triangle pose, so have one handy if you need it. You might need one for Parsva Konasana. All right, so find your breath, arms coming up. We're going to start in Virabhadrasana 2. Find your way. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Feel into the deep roots of your feet. Feel your stability and your strength. So there's a lot of support. Your legs can give you a lot of support in this posture. Root to rise. Notice the expansiveness of your chest. Bring yourself into the fullness of your breathing. Notice how big and wide you are. Feel like you're taking up so much space. Let your mind touch into the outer corners of your body. Reverse your warrior. Reach that arm up and feel the strength and space in your side. And straighten your leg and find your way into triangle pose. Hand can come onto a block if you want, or your hand can be on your leg somewhere. Shoulders away from the ears. Feel the root of your back heel drop into the earth. With that grounding of your back leg, also feel the support of your front. Your big toe mound drop a little deeper. What do you love about each of these postures, these standing poses that we do so often, the kind of, the sustenance of our practice, that which builds resiliency and strength within us? And reverse your triangle pose now. So legs stay straight, but reach that arm up. And then bend your knee and come into Parsva Konasana. Elbow on your knee, stretch your other arm overhead and feel that beautiful side length in your body. Can you feel your expanded lungs open up both sides? All right, when you're ready, you can come back up to stand. We'll do the other side, but in between, let's just take a couple of moving goddesses. So toes turn out, arms up, big open space. Exhale, drop down into your goddess posture, arms coming back up, legs straight. Of course, you can just stay. You don't have to be so mobile if it bothers your joints at all. One more time. Hang out here for a breath. Drop some weight into your feet. Lift your chest. Open your breath. And then straighten your legs. Turn your left foot out. Virabhadrasana 2 on this side. Drop the shoulders. Enjoy. So there's something really gratifying about rooting yourself to the earth. So even if this pose is difficult for you and you need to back away a little bit, feel the sense of your feet touching the earth, grounding into the earth, connecting. Drop your shoulders. Feel how expansive your ribs can get, your lungs can get. Feel your way into your breathing. Okay, let's reverse. Reach that arm all the way in the air so you feel that extension in your body. And straighten your leg and find triangle pose. Blocks are nice if you like to use them, or you can put your hand on your leg somewhere. Open up your chest, shoulders away from the ears, tailbone gets long. Reverse your triangle pose. Arm reaching up, feel the side body open again, and now we get to stretch the other side. So elbow on your knee or hand on your block, and stretch your right arm overhead. And find that connection from your back foot to your fingers. Notice if your hip presses forward, take it back. Try to find some nooks and crannies in your hips in this posture. See if you can spin the jar lid of your foot on the ground. So your left foot, toes go left, heel goes right. Wake up some of those underbelly muscles. Full breaths. Coming back up. Turn your feet one more time to our goddess position. That sense of symmetry and balance. Open up, standing star. Exhale. Drop down. Inhale, rise up. Twice more. And this last one will stay. Pause here for a moment, get grounded. Lift your chest, open your heart, try to stack your shoulders over your pelvis. Stand up straight. Last pass through vinyasa, turn back to the front of your mat. Extend into dog pose. Full breath. Let your legs come into neutral territory. Come forward into a plank. Maybe you like up dog, so you'd rather move into chaturanga and then just come to up dog. Maybe you like being on the ground for cobra. Maybe a different back bend is in your view. So find what's available. When you come back to dog pose, have a moment to enjoy your breath. And then come to child's pose and relax. Soften your skull. Breathing deeply. So you have a choice. Let's stretch our hips. Pigeon pose, reverse pigeon pose. thigh over thigh on your back, whatever feels good. Take some support. Okay, so let this posture start to wind you down. We're starting to move into the more restorative feeling. Okay. So if you're in pigeon pose, I don't know about you, but pigeon pose doesn't always feel like it's a restorative pose, but it certainly changes the vibe versus standing poses. So do what you can to cultivate that sense of ease starting to be here. So it's not all about the work, that we have this ability to find a bit of surrender in the pose somewhere. A block is so nice to rest your head on. This will help you cultivate that sense of ease. If you're on your back, let your head rest on the ground. So whatever position you're in, let's see if our head we can prioritize our head resting. Again, gratitude. Look what you're able to do. Keep your hips square. See if you can have just the slightest bit of an anterior tilt of the pelvis, wide sit bones. All right, coming up. You're ready. And let's go ahead and swing that hip around and change sides. So now to the left. And don't assume that the pose is the same on the two sides. You know, you might need more or less support. You might need a totally different posture on this side. So just pay attention to what the body's needs are. Make sure joints are happy or as happy as they can be. You don't want joints talking to you very loudly. And so if they are, try to back away, do something a little bit different until you feel like your joints can quiet themselves a little bit more. Full breaths. How's your breathing? Their way out of there. I'm going to sit on the edge of a blanket. So take some support underneath you. If you have a strap, that might feel really nice. We're going to straighten our right leg and take our left leg into Janu Sirsasana. Now, if your knee is unhappy, you can always put a little block underneath your knee. If you're really high on a perch, you might also want to put a little blanket or a towel under your knee so that you're not hyperextended. And take your strap around your foot if you have a strap. Lift on up through your spine and come forward. Now, once you're here and you feel you're at the place where your body is in its max stretch for this moment, and tuck your chin toward your chest.
And try to do this without over rounding your spine. So we're not trying to turn ourselves into a rounded hunch, but we're trying to have that melting feeling of our skull. Breathing well. Lifting up, we're going to take our leg out to the side. Find a deep breath and a side bend stretch here. So opening up through the side body, just like we did in the standing poses. Feel that sense of spaciousness. Imagine you have a sandbag on both sides of your pelvis, anchoring you into the earth. Neck is soft. Relax as best as you can. And come on up. Bring that leg back in toward the midline. And let's switch sides. Take the strap around your left foot. If you have a strap, you don't have to use a strap. You can always just have your hands on the ground if need be. If you don't have anything to wrap around, or you can hold your leg. Again, if you need a block underneath your bent knee to support it, you can do that. Janu Sirsasana, left leg is straight. Reach upward through your spine. Drop some weight into your sit bones. Feel the heart expand and come forward. So think less about going down and more about the heart moving toward the toes. Flex your foot. Try to keep your kneecap and your toes pointing straight up. Once you get to the place where your body's like, okay, that's my stretch, draw your chin toward your chest without over rounding the spine. Notice the breath again. Core bends are very good when you're feeling the need for recovery. Come on up, bring that leg out to the side. Take a deep breath. We're side stretching now, rooting down like you have sandbags on your pelvis. Stretch your arm over your head and enjoy that little stretch in the low back and the side waist. Coming back up. Keep the right leg exactly where it's at, or sorry, left leg where it's at, and take your right leg out as well. Two legs wide, open the heart, reach your arms to the sky, feel that sense of open body, and then hands can either come behind you or in front of you, and just go where your body says go. Maybe your head can rest down on something, maybe you stay upright. See for a few breaths what's available here. Back up to sit, and then bring your legs together. Come onto your back, knees into your chest, rock a little bit. Just let all the stretching of around your pelvis, your hamstrings, your hips, just relax and soften. We'll do a simple twist before Shavasana. So feet, once you're ready to, there's no rush to get here if you're rocking for a little bit. Feet down when you're ready. Lift your hips, scoot them to the right, knees drop over to the left. A big, beautiful breath. Bring back to center. Scoot your hips the other way, dropping your knees down.
Find Shavasana. Now, Shavasana can take so many different turns. You know, maybe you're flat on your back, maybe you're on your side, maybe you're on your belly, maybe your legs are up on a couch or a chair. Maybe you prefer to be in Supta Baddha Konasana. Okay, so find whatever support you would like. Breathing well. So as you come into Shavasana, remember that it's so important. Shavasana is so important. There can be so many times when we do yoga and we kind of skip out on Shavasana. Either literally we don't do it, or we're there in our body but not in our mind. So let's try to be deeply present for the nourishment that this pose gives us. See if you can feel into the dropping of your body weight coming down into the earth, your limbs, even your head can feel weighted. Breathing deeply. As you settle and soften your body into this position, as you drop with gratitude. What are you grateful for? Let's begin to deepen our breathing again. And as you are ready, you can start inviting some movement into your limbs. Eventually finding your way onto your side.
your time. As you come upright, let's take a beautiful big breath. Gratitude for your breath. Put your hands together. Let's offer our energy. Send your loving care, your kindness to another. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.